What's good, YouTube? This is Jazz, bringing you a new series where I give you facts and all that jazz. Anyway, you're in that all-important Pokemon battle, but then suddenly your Pokemon chooses to ignore your orders or use another move. Yep, the word disobedience is a big thing in the Pokemon world, and today I'm going to talk about it. Well, let's start with the meaning. What is the meaning of disobedience or obedience? Obedience is the Pokemon's willingness to listen to its trainer's command. While Pokemon usually obey their trainers, they may disobey their trainer if they do not respect them. But is there a reason for, besides that, is there another reason for disobedience? Well, when a Pokemon is attained in a trade, it will oftentimes disobey the player's commands. If it is too high a level, and the player does not have the appropriate badge, yes, the gym badge, or number of badges. Having all 8 badges always makes Pokemon obey the trainer, so if you have all the badges, folks, your Pokemon will be peachy as anything. The rule stands to prevent players from trading a high-leveled Pokemon trained on another game and easily beating the game. Well, that makes sense. I mean, who likes cheaters? Oh, yeah, suppose I'm one to talk. Okay. There are also special circumstances when Pokemon don't obey. Alright, and let's get to those special circumstances. In Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, Emerald, Colosseum, and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Mew and Deoxys that were not met in a faithful encounter will always disobey the player. Regardless of badges, this exists to hinder players who cheat to obtain them. That makes perfectly good sense. Okay, in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Cyrus uses the red chain to force Dialga or Palkia to obey him. So, in other words, he needs a special item to get the Pokemon to obey his every command. Well, that's good. But yeah, there is something you could do to help with majority of disobedience in the Pokemon world, and that is badges. Well, here's a better description. The badges or number of badges the player has affects their behavior. Before Generation 5, using the level at which Pokemon will obey the player up to is increased every second badge, like in badge case order. Since Generation 5, every badge increases the maximum level for guaranteed obedience. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum only, obedience is determined by the number of badges, not which specific badge the player has. This can be attributed to the non-linear way the player can obtain the Cobble badge and the Fen badge. Well, that's interesting. If the trainer has no badges, Pokemon up to level 10 received the trades will obey the trainer in all games, except X and Y. In X and Y, such Pokemon will obey the trainer up to level 20 if the trainer has no badges. Yes, that's one thing I've noticed about the game. I'd be playing X and Y and I have Pokemon up to level 20 obeying me. What is with that? But if I played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, get any Pokemon past level 10 in a trade, like Wonder Trade, nothing. And that just kind of sucks personally. So, let's go on. This also happened in the anime. There are several references of it happening to main characters. In Pokemon I Choose You, Ash's Pikachu was initially very hostile towards him due to having no respect for a beginning trainer. It wasn't until Ash protected Pikachu from a flock of Spearow that he finally respected and listened to Ash. Yes, even the main mascot, folks, of the Pokemon franchise once did not respect Ash. Alright, Ash's Charmander refused to obey him after evolving into Charmeleon, and continued to disobey him as Charizard. When Ash commanded it, it would either ignore Ash's orders and use a different move or go to sleep, leave the battlefield, or attack Ash. After Ash stayed up all night to look after Charizard, when it had become frozen in Charizard chills, Charizard gained respect for Ash. In other words, Ash spent time nursing Charizard back to health. He had all these wonderful memories of Ash, then he started respecting him. And in the advanced generation, yes, I know some of you'll say Max is not really a main character, but in a sense he is in that game. So we're going to use Max for this example. In Candid Camera, Ash's Corphish attacked Vivi's Meryl at full force, even though Max, who had borrowed Corphish, had explicitly told it to go easy on the Aqua Mouse Pokemon. So Max asked Corphish to go easy on Meryl. It did not go easy because it would not listen to Max. In the Diamond and Pearl series, in an elite meet and greet, Dawn's Bazile refused to obey her commands during his battle against Lucian Bronzong, resulting in his defeat. Later, after Lucian commanded Breezil during his battle against Team Rocket, Lucian showed Dawn how to battle with Breezil, instead of forcing him to battle. As a result, in their free match, Breezil obeyed Dawn. Breezil continued to obey her afterwards, and always obeyed Ash after Dawn traded Breezil to him. Although that makes no sense how he would just suddenly obey Ash unless he saw the lesson Dawn had too. But hey, that happens. Dawn's Piloswine. Dawn again? Does this girl have extremely bad luck with Pokemon? I'd say so. Well, anyway, let's continue with what I was saying. Dawn's Piloswine frequently disobeyed her after evolving from Swinub, and continued to disobey as Mamoswine. In the Trials and Adulations, Mamoswine was injured during a battle against a wild Aggron. Dawn and her Pokemon used the first aid skills Brock taught her in Doc Rocks to help Mamoswine recover, and later attempted to protect Mamoswine from Team Rocket. As a result, Mamoswine gained respect for Dawn, and under her instructions it was able to defeat Aggron. After that, although Mamoswine is still a little rebellious, it does not hesitate to help Dawn when she was in danger. Wow, Dawn, really again, do you have bad luck with Pokemon? Well, guys, if you think Dawn has bad luck, you should see or hear about poor Iris in the next one, from Best Wishes in Black and White. In the Best Wishes series, Iris's Excadrill refused to battle, as he was ashamed of when he lost to Dradian's Haxorus. When sent out of his Pokeball, he would simply stay curled up as a drill, and Iris in Excadrills against the Dragon Buster, he gained respect for Iris after her apology, and he began to obey her. Next, with Iris again, later Iris caught an Emolga, who disliked battling, and would use Volt Switch to force another Pokemon into her place when sent into battle. She was also fond of using a track to infatuate the Pokemon and avoid actually battling. Since the club battle tournament, only one Pokemon could be used. Emolga couldn't use Volt Switch without being disqualified. As a result, she actually listened to Iris' command, and she continued to do in later battles. And again, Iris's Dragonite initially refused to listen to her, particularly during the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup. He attacked with the moves he wanted to use rather than the ones Iris commanded, which eventually resulted in Iris' loss against Ash. Slowly but surely, Dragonite started trusting his trainer. By Unova Survive Crisis, he started to obey Iris. Again, Iris really though. 3 Pokemon disobeying you. I thought Dawn was bad. Anyway, let's go to non-main characters in the anime. Just thought I'd mix it up just a little bit there. In Bad to the Bone, which this is the regular first season of Pokemon, in Bad to the Bone, Toshi's Marowak left its trainer after he lost and failed to recover his badges, as Marowak had lost respect for him. Marowak later returned when it saw how happy a group of trainers and their Pokemon were together. And now we go all the way to the Best Wishes series again. Luke Sora ran off and refused to listen to him after Luke continued to make Sora play male characters when, as a female, she only wanted to play female characters. Sora listened to Luke after he apologized. Bianca's new Excalibur, which had just evolved from a Carol Blast by trading her helmet for it, with Professor Juniper, attacked her when she tried to greet it. Professor Juniper recommended that it have a double battle with her new Ascalar. Now, the names are hard to pronounce. Anyway, which also evolved during the trade against Ash's Boldor and Sealand's Crustle. Though through half the battle, Excalibur refused to listen to Bianca, which resulted in Ascalar being injured while trying to protect it. Seeing what Ascalar was willing to do, Excalibur started to listen to Bianca's commands so he could protect Acelgar, as well. And in the X and Y series, I was debating whether to add this example, but I decided to, because this has partial to do with Ash as well. Ash's Froakie, prior to joining Ash's team, was notorious for being troublesome, going through several trainers that it proved unsuitable for. Either the trainer would end up returning it to Professor Sycamore for being disobedient, or it would abandon its new trainer and return to Professor Sycamore itself. The latter had happened when it met Ash at Kalos. When dreams and adventures begin, even willingly joining Ash's party would automatically ensure its obedience. In a battle of aerial mobility, when a wild fletchling upset Bonnie by stealing a berry that she was trying to feed to a Dedenne, Froakie attacked the tiny Robin Pokemon and refused to obey Ash's instructions to back down and leave it to Pikachu. However, Ash realized that a Bubble Frog Pokemon was only trying to stick up for Bonnie, and the two came up with a strategy that ultimately resulted in Froakie's payback and Fletchling's capture. This confirmed to Froakie that it had found the right trainer, and it subsequently obeyed Ash without question. And another example in the Aura Storm, though it was normally loyal, it was shown that Corina's Lucario would easily lose control of itself after Mega Evolving, causing it to go berserk and ignore Corina's orders. Due to this, Gherkin decided to send Corina to train with a Mega Evolution expert living at the Pomus Mountains. In the bounds of Mega Evolution, Mega Lucario learned to control itself and learned Aura Sphere. In the progress, now to our final little bit, let's not forget our favorite manga series. Yep, it happened there too. Here are some instances. In How I Became a Pokemon Card Mega. Anyway, that title does not make sense, but anyway, in PW05, Tsubasa trains a Pidgeot which does not obey him as it belonged to his grandfather. And in one of our favorite series, the Pokemon Adventures Mega, in A Tale of Nine Tails, Red and Blue Pokemon get accidentally traded between them. Blue's Pokemon does not obey Red because they do not respect him. In Ampharos Amore, Silver and Gold trade their Pokemon in the next round. The Pokemon traded to Silver, Polibow, does not react to his commands. And finally, in Pearl's Weasel Seller does not obey him, having turned hostile towards humans after Team Galactic detonates the Galactic Bomb, and its home is destroyed. Anyway, guys, that's about it I have for Pokemon obeying. This is my first facts and my first info video, so please be patient with me. I'm getting used to gathering facts and saying them right, and I may have said too much. It may have been a little too long, but I want to get all I can on the topic. So, if you enjoyed this video anyhow, give it a thumbs up, and this series may be on a on and off again thing, because I need time to research and get all the info I can. So, give it a thumbs up, comment, give me any advice you can give, and I'll see you in the next video.